Well, this week has been a fun one in the world of AI. We had the release of Nano Banana, the best AI image editor we've ever seen, some very unlikely partnerships between companies that no one saw coming, and an innovative way to help content creators make money when AI cites them as a source. All that and more in today's deep dive. I don't want to waste your time, so let's get right into it. Starting with the fact that Nano Banana has finally been unpeeled.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
That's right, we finally got public access to Nano Banana, and they actually made it free. Now, the official name is Gemini Flash 2.5 Image. Yeah, Google's not the best at naming.
You suck!
So pretty much everybody still just calls it Nano Banana. Now, this isn't the first time I talked about Nano Banana. It's not the second time I've talked about it. It's actually the third time. And I've showed off a lot of examples already of what this image model is capable of. But since I showed those off, there has been so many other cool use cases that have popped up that I want to share with you. But to show you what it does quickly, you upload an image, you tell it you want to be a matador or an artist, and it literally changes the image to whatever you tell it to. This is something that could potentially replace Photoshop for very simple edits, honestly. And again, I don't want to go too deep into this because I have done 2 other videos where we did all sorts of demonstrations on what it's capable of, but this is really cool. My buddy Bilal Sadhu, he shared this over on X. Since Nano Banana has Gemini's world knowledge, you can just upload screenshots of the real world and ask it to annotate stuff for you. You are a location-based AR experience generator, highlight points of interest in the image and annotate relevant information about it. And then HBTT here said, and you can combine it with 3D grid-like wireframe mesh prompts. So this is something I really want to try here. So here I am inside of Google Earth. I've zoomed in on Petco Park here in San Diego. If I flip this around, you can see there's the bay, there's the convention center. So let's go ahead and screenshot this here. And then we'll jump into Google AI Studio over at aistudio.google.com. Up on the top right, we want to make sure this is set on Gemini 2.5 Flash Image Preview, as we can see, AKA Nano Banana. So we've got our image here. Let's grab our prompt from Bilal here. You are a location-based AR experience generator. Highlight Petco Park in this image and annotate relevant information about it. After 15 seconds, here's what it gave us. So it highlighted Petco Park. For some reason, it also highlighted a hotel next to Petco Park, but it did give some information. Open 2004, capacity 40,209. I'm assuming that's correct. Sounds about right. But that's not the only cool new use case that I've come across. Here's another one from Harshith here, where they gave it this image of what looks like Google Maps and said they asked it to draw the ground view of the red pin, and it showed this image here. I'm going to take this image that we just created and let's see if we can leverage this same technique. I'm going to crop in a little bit to get rid of all the Google Earth stuff. So here's our image, and then let's go ahead and add a star. We'll make it red and we'll fill it in red. And I'll just put it right here, and then we'll tell it to find the view from the star. Pull the image back in. Give me an image of the ground view from the perspective of the red star looking at Petco Park. Now that's a little bit further away than where I dropped this star. It should be a little bit closer. It's still pretty impressive to me that it can even do this at all. I mean, but we do have Google Earth. So if you did want this same thing, you don't need to use Gemini for it. I just thought it was cool that it's capable of it. Someone here shared that they restored the first photograph ever taken with Nano Banana. So this was the first photograph ever. And here's what Nano Banana gave them back based on what it understood from the image. Here's another one from Harshith. Prompt, make image daytime and isometric temple only. So they took this picture of the temple and then had it do this isometric drawing of it. Here's another one where they took a picture of this building and had it draw an isometric picture of the building. Super, super impressive. And you don't just have to use Nano Banana with Google either. It's being rolled out into like every platform out there. Higgsfield has it, Krea has it, Scenario has it. You know what? I'm not going to list them all. Pretty much every platform out there has rolled Nano Banana into it. Leonardo is also getting it soon. The evidence being this email where they put bananas and everything. But the one that fascinated me the most was the fact that Adobe Firefly got Nano Banana. And the reason it fascinated me was, well, because they're the company that makes Adobe Photoshop. And they also have their own AI models that they've been trying to promote, you know, the Firefly models. But now you can use Nano Banana directly inside of the various Firefly products. It really makes me wonder if Adobe is starting to kind of realize that maybe they shouldn't be in the foundation model game and building their own models, and maybe they should just leverage the models that are out there being built by companies like Google and OpenAI and Runway, etc. Because first, they rolled out VO3 into their video generation model. So if you want to generate videos with Firefly, you can use Firefly or you can use VO3. And now they rolled out Nano Banana into Firefly, so you can use their Firefly image models, or you can use Google's Nano Banana. And you can even use it for free here. As soon as I log in, it says, try Google Gemini 2.5 Flash image model in Firefly on us. Unlimited access to Google 2.5 Flash image model. So inside of Firefly here, you've got general settings, and not only is Gemini 2.0 Flash image in here, it's set to the default. So even above all of the Firefly models that are in here, the GPT image model, the Flux, the Runways, all of these models, the default model is a Google model. It's not even Adobe's model, but it works just the same. Drop an image in. I'll use this one that we've played with in the past, and I'll tell it, change all the Mountain Dew bottles to bananas. And just like an AI studio, it does what you ask it to. I mean, it missed one of the Mountain Dew bottles, but I'll let it go. Another big update out of Google this week is there's now AI-powered live translation, as well as a new language learning tool directly inside of Google Translate. So if you ever need to communicate with somebody in another language, you can do it in real time now with the Translate app.
Hi there. My friend told me there's a sandwich here that's really good, but I'm not sure which one it is. It's spicy, has really tasty cheese on it, and avocados, I think.
Hola, mi amigo me dijo que hay un sándwich aquí que es muy bueno, pero no estoy seguro de cuál es.
Creo que sé cuál es. Es más de temporada. De hecho, ya lo quitamos del menú, pero déjame ver si todavía te lo podemos preparar. Es delicioso.
I think I know what it is. It's seasonal. In fact, we've already taken it off the menu. But let me see if we can still prepare it for you. It's delicious.
On top of that, they've also added a language learning feature where you can actually use the Translate app to try to learn other languages. You tell it how good you are at the language already. It creates scenarios for you, and it gives you little exercises to best learn whatever language you're trying to learn here. So it seems like now Google is becoming a direct competitor with Duolingo. Now let's stick with Google just for a minute here, because they also rolled out some new updates to their Vids platform. Now they have VO3, which is their generative video platform. You give it a prompt, it generates a video based on that prompt, and it sort of like makes animations or real world video. Vids is more like you give it a prompt and it makes like a PowerPoint presentation style video. We've demoed it in previous videos before, but now they're actually sort of merging VO3 into it. You can see in this little screenshot here that you can actually have AI video clips within your Vids videos now. Here's an example where they take one of the slides and then they grab the image of the shoe that's in the slide, and then they actually generate an animation of the shoe that then goes back onto the slide. So now when they play their video that looks like a PowerPoint presentation, it actually has animations in it on top of like the types of slides that it shows. They also added the ability to put AI generated avatars directly inside of your presentation. So you can select from their avatars. I don't believe you can upload yourself yet, but you can pick from the avatars that they created, give it some dialogue, and it will actually lip sync it up, and you could put it in your video.
Welcome to the Symbol Outdoor Goods product support page. We're here to help address common questions about the latest product in our line of camping essentials, our new solar-powered flashlight.
They also added a feature where you can generate a transcript based on the video that you created. And then once it's created the transcript, you can actually clean it up and it will remove the ums and the uhs from your video. And then you can actually edit the video by simply editing the transcript. You can delete portions of the transcript and it will delete those portions of the video. If you've used a script at all before, well, they're now kind of going head to head with Descript, because that's something that we've seen in Descript for quite a while, and now they're just making it available for people who use Vids. And if you're interested in Vids, well, all of the really cool features are on the paid plan. You have to be a business or enterprise starter customer, Google AI Pro or Ultra subscriber, or have a Workspace for Education account. But it does say the basic Vids editor without Gemini is available to all consumers. So you can use Vids, you just don't get all the cool AI features we just showed off. You know what the hardest part about keeping up with AI is? It moves way too fast. Just blink for a second and there's a brand new model, like a crazy tool launch or some company making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Most people simply don't have the time to track it all. And that's why for this video, I partnered with myself. Well, the Future Tools newsletter. It's completely free, goes out twice a week, and it's basically your shortcut to staying ahead of the AI curve. Every Wednesday and Friday, I round up the biggest AI news, the most useful new tools, and the stories that actually matter without you needing to doom scroll X or dig through 100 blogs. And here's the best part. When you sign up today, you instantly get free access to the AI income database. It's a giant resource that shows you dozens of different ways people are making money with AI, complete with the methods, the process, and the exact tools you need to try it yourself. Totally free, just for subscribing. So if you're into AI, tech, or just don't want to fall behind, head on over to FutureTools.io, drop in your email, and you'll be plugged into the smartest corner of the AI world. Thank you so much to me for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to it. All right, so moving on, I've got to be honest here. I actually don't know when this feature rolled out. I sort of missed the launch announcement of it, but Kling has a first and last frame ability where you can give it the first frame and the last frame, and it will try to animate all of the stuff that's in between the frames. I learned about this from my buddy Tim at Theoretically Media, and he showed off some examples of how good this actually is. Give it one frame at the beginning, one frame at the end, and it figures out what's supposed to go in the middle. One thing I haven't really been impressed with so far is I haven't been able to get a video that starts with my face and then ends with a wolf, and it makes it look like I'm merging into the wolf, like a werewolf or like Animorphs. So I'm gonna log into my Kling account here, and I will come over to video, and we can see we've got add start frame, add end frame. Here's an image of me kind of like squatting down. Maybe that'll make it easier since I'm already sort of low to the ground. Let's see what happens. We'll add that as the start frame. I'll grab this image of a wolf here that I made in Leonardo, and we'll set that as the end frame. Let's go ahead, and for our prompt, we'll do the man slowly morphs into a wolf. Let's generate that. And here's the output we got from it, complete with sound and everything. Not bad at all. This is probably the best sort of morph video like this that I've seen. I think it kind of helped that I was already sort of like bent over in the image. So you can see I just squat down into like a wolf position, and then yeah, it morphs into a wolf just like it should. Probably the most impressive start frame, end frame video tool I've seen so far. Kling has always really kind of impressed me though. HeyGen has just rolled out a new upgrade as well with its new Avatar 4. So the digital twins that you create with HeyGen are supposedly a lot more realistic. It says your digital twin now mirrors your gestures, expressions, and mannerisms, adapts to your script, speaking every line how you would, moves like you naturally from head to toe, and feels unmistakably you and not AI. I want to try this out myself, so I just uploaded a brand new video that I just recorded. It's 6% ready, and after about 4 minutes or so, it's ready to check it out. Let's see what we got.
Hey, Matt Wolfe, your digital twin is ready. Try creating videos with it. Also, click the feedback button to share what you think. Hope you enjoy.
I don't feel like what I got is a whole lot better than what I normally get, but that may have just been the demo video that it gave me. So let's go ahead and make sure we've got Avatar 4 selected here at the top, and I will give it a quick script. And after about 5 minutes, let's see what we got.
Slow internet, stale air? Why suffer through either when you can fix both? Introducing the Scented Wi-Fi Router, the world's first router that streams blazing fast internet and fills your home with delightful aromas. Setup is easy. Just plug it in, pick your Wi-Fi password and your fragrance. Vanilla vibes, pine forest, pizza night, you name it, we've got it.
I mean, the lip syncing is a lot better than it used to be, but it's the voice. I just don't feel like the voice is realistic enough still. It still just feels like an AI voice to me, but it's lip synced a lot better and has a lot less like abnormalities in there. I used to have issues with the beard where it looked like there was like hair going over my teeth and stuff like that, and it always messed up on the beard, and it's definitely got that kind of stuff dialed in. But that voice, that robotic AI voice, is just still not doing it for me. But definitely give it a try. They do have other ways to do the voice. So if I went to create video here, up under voice, they do have advanced settings where you can use like 11 Labs or 11 Labs V3. So you can actually get that voice dialed in a little bit better. But the one that's directly out of HeyGen right now, I don't know, it's just still not doing it for me. Along similar lines, we got a new open model called WAN S2V. This is a model where you give it an image input and you give it an audio input, and it will actually sync and animate the video based on the audio, like this.
I have been second to Joe my whole life in everything, and I will not be the person you settle for just because you cannot have her.
And you can see that there's emotion in the face and there's a lot of movement, and even this side character here that she's talking to is moving a little bit. Very, very impressive. Now there is a Hugging Face space where you can try this model out, as well as a Model Scope Studio. Unfortunately, I went and tried to use the Hugging Face space and it said it was going to take about 4 hours to generate it. So yeah, I'm not demoing that one right now. I am attempting it in the Model Scope Studio, but even this one is claiming it's going to take like almost 30 minutes to generate. So I would love to actually show a test that I did myself, but these servers are overwhelmed, and when I tried duplicating the spaces, it didn't work because you need an API key that I don't have. And so yes, it's publicly available, but if you want to use this, you probably want to download it on GitHub and try to run it locally. It does say it should be able to work on a computer with a 4080. And along similar lines this week, we got a product called LipSync 2 Pro from this company Sync Labs, and it's a state-of-the-art video model that edits what anyone says in a video. So you give it a video, and then you could give it like a different set of audio, and it will change the audio and the lip syncing in the video to whatever the uploaded audio is. So if I head over to sync.so, I can actually drag in an MP4 here. Let me grab one of just like me on camera. So I'm uploading a short 55-second video. It's actually a video of me doing an intro for one of my podcast episodes. And then I can drag a different audio file in here. I'm gonna drag and drop a little Rick and Morty soundbite in here, and let's see if this works.
You have my word as a caregiver. Everything's gonna be fine.
I mean, yeah, it worked, but I'm running into that issue where you could tell the mustache is sort of making it a little weird. I don't know what it is with AI video generators and beards and mustaches, but they always seem to like make everything look a little wonky. As with almost every week, we have some fresh drama in the AI world. We've got Elon Musk's XAI company suing Apple and OpenAI over AI competition.
Another one.
Basically, Elon is claiming that the Apple Store is being more favorable to OpenAI than X and helping boost tools like OpenAI to the top of the downloads list while ignoring X. So he thinks that Apple is treating X unfairly compared to OpenAI. And I don't know if you remember, but for several weeks in a row, we talked about how Meta was poaching a whole bunch of people from various companies like OpenAI and Apple and Anthropic to build their super intelligence team. Well, it didn't take long before people started jumping ship from Meta and going back to their original job. This week, two prominent AI researchers left Meta's super intelligence labs just weeks after coming on board. Avi Verma and Ethan Knight both spent less than a month at Meta before going back to their jobs at OpenAI. Shaya Nayak, who also was leading generative AI efforts over at Meta, is also leaving Meta to go to OpenAI. So I don't know what's going on over at Meta. They went and promised tons of money to these people and built this super intelligence team, and slowly but surely, like before they even have a chance to get started, they're all kind of dropping off. And there's been a lot of other AI news this week. I covered all the really cool stuff that you can actually take action on and use right now today, but there's a lot more I want to cover, so let's jump into a rapid fire section. Pew, pew, pew. This week, XAI open sourced their Grok 2.5 model. If you're keeping track, they're currently on Grok 4. So this is kind of like 2 model generations ago for Grok. And apparently Elon's starting a new division or something of XAI to build a purely AI software company called Macrohard. Yes, that is like, I guess, the opposite of Microsoft. He says, yes, it's a tongue-in-cheek name, but the project is very real. In principle, given that software companies like Microsoft do not themselves manufacture any physical hardware, it should be possible to simulate them entirely with AI. Now, I'm a little confused by this because I thought Microsoft did sell hardware. I mean, I guess maybe they don't manufacture the hardware, but they do sell hardware. Like the Microsoft Surface computers and tablets are a thing. I also went and toured their quantum lab last time I was in Seattle and saw the Maharaja chip that's used for quantum computing. But I mean, I guess Microsoft doesn't physically manufacture them in their own factories here in the US. All that to say, I have no freaking clue what his plans with Macrohard is. I don't know what he's trying to build. I'm guessing like their cloud services, like Microsoft Azure, which a lot of companies run on. Maybe that's what he's trying to clone. I have no idea. Moving on to the opposite of Macrohard, Microsoft this week rolled out 2 new in-house AI models, MAI Voice 1 and MAI 1 Preview. MAI Voice 1 is their first highly expressive natural speech generation model, and they've been testing MAI 1 Preview over on LM Arena. So MAI 1 Preview appears to be a language model that uses a mixture of experts. Don't know a ton about this one yet, but apparently if you want to go use LM Arena, you can test it out. And here's a quick demo of what their AI voice model sounds like.
On a sunny afternoon, a spirited 4-year-old named Jamie approached a grizzled pirate.
Under a sprawling Texas sky, a skeptical cowboy and an enthusiastic techie met outside a diner.
You can try it inside of Copilot Labs, copilot.microsoft.com/labs/audio expression with different modes like emotive and story, various voices, and different styles. So you can make it sound sad or joyous or curious or excited. I'm gonna use the emotive mode, voice teak, style encouragement. Let's see what it sounds like.
Listen, I totally get it. Slow internet, stale air, who wants to deal with that? But guess what? You don't have to suffer through either of those things anymore. I mean, seriously, let me introduce you to something that's just incredible. The scented Wi-Fi router. Can you believe it? It's the world's first router that not only gives you blazing fast internet, but also fills your home with the most delightful aromas.
What's crazy about that is it did sound really good and natural, but it added a whole bunch of stuff. Like this was the dialogue I gave it, and it just went off on its own tangents and added a whole bunch of extra words and sentences in there. So pretty interesting, but I think that also really adds to the sort of realism that comes out of it. And while we're talking about AI voice, OpenAI rolled out a new feature for developers inside of their API. It's called GPT-Realtime and Realtime API for production voice agents. And it's basically that voice mode that you get inside of the ChatGPT app where you can have a conversation with it, but that's available in the API. So you can bake that into like your own apps now. Perplexity this week introduced Comet Plus, which is a new subscription that allows users to get access to premium content from trusted publishers and journalists. So if you have an iPhone, you know how you have the Apple News, and you can actually pay a subscription for Apple News and it gets you access to like a whole bunch of different news resources that are included in Apple News. Well, Perplexity Comet is basically doing that. But what's really interesting to me about this is this section, the business model for the AI age. Comet Plus subscribers gain access to the sites and content of participating publishers. In exchange, we're distributing all of that revenue to participating publishers minus a small portion for Perplexity's compute costs. Comet Plus is the first compensation model that allocates revenue to our partners based on 3 types of internet traffic: human visits, search citations, and agent actions. Publishers should settle for nothing less. The revenue allocation recognizes the reality that users now choose how they want to consume information, browsing manually, asking for AI-generated answers, or deploying agents for complex tasks. Publishers deserve compensation that matches this new reality. And I totally applaud this. Like, this is what we need to see more of in AI. This is the type of thing that is going to get content creators and publishers and news outlets finally on board with AI and these companies scraping their AI information. They want to be compensated for their work. AI is really, really rapidly taking the incentives out of content creation. If people make content, they want to get traffic to their website so they can put ads on it or sell them a membership or sell them products or sell them affiliate links or whatever. They want you on their website reading the content because that's how they make their money. And AI is taking your content and just putting it in an answer to a prompt, whether it's on Google or ChatGPT or Perplexity or any of these platforms. They're taking that content and just putting it in front of you, and it's really disincentivizing people from wanting to create new content. And I think things like this need to happen. This is where we need to go with AI and the way they scrape AI. Compensate the sources of the content somehow. And Perplexity's trying, and I really, really appreciate that. As we can see here from their little chart, 80% of the revenue is going to go to the publications. Now, right now, we're just talking big publications. I don't know exactly which publications, but like, I imagine New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Wired, places like that that have kind of paywalled content. You could pay a Perplexity subscription and get access to this content that would normally be paywalled. But I do see this going in the direction of being opened up to more sort of independent content creators down the line as well. So a really, really exciting start to something that I think inevitably needs to happen. And while we're on the topic of AI and agentic browsers, Anthropic is rolling out a Chrome extension. And the idea is it wants to do a lot of that agentic browsing and using AI in your browser, but it wants to do it directly in your real browser. So we've seen like OpenAI's Operator, where you give it a prompt and it goes and does the agentic work, but it does it like on a cloud computer, on a cloud browser. So it's not doing anything on your computer or directly inside of your browser. Anthropic is testing out literally letting AI control your browser, moving your mouse, typing things for you, navigating websites for you, purchasing things for you directly in your browser. Now, most people don't have access to this yet. They're rolling it out to 1,000 beta testers. You can get on a wait list to try it out, but I have no idea if this is going to get fully rolled out or not. I guess it kind of depends on what the testers' results are from it. This is one of the craziest things I've seen this week outside of Nano Banana, and that's Krea's new real-time video generation model. This isn't public yet. I got on the wait list. I'm hoping to play with it soon, but this looks really cool. You can actually control what's happening in the video in real time. You can see on the left, they've got like an image version, and on the right, there's a video, but the video is changing based on what's going on in the image. And it's actually a video. Like Krea already had this feature rolled out for images, but now they've got it for video, and it looks really impressive. Like, I don't know if you're gonna be able to keyframe it. I would imagine that would be the way to do it, is you kind of make the image the way you want it to start, and then you kind of move it in a different direction and keyframe it. And ideally you can make videos using like some sort of keyframe system. I don't know how it works yet. I don't have access, but it looks really, really impressive. NotebookLM got another update this week. It's now available in 80 different languages. So if you speak a language that NotebookLM didn't used to work with, well, it probably does now.
I am fluent in over 6 million.
This was a partnership I never saw coming. Apparently, Midjourney's partnering with Meta. Alexander Wang, who's the head of the superintelligence group over at Meta and the founder of Scale AI, he said on X, "Today we're proud to announce a partnership with Midjourney to license their aesthetic technology for our future models and products, bringing beauty to billions." So Meta has their own image generator. It's called Emu. You could go and use it inside of any of the Meta messenger platforms and generate images. But similar to how I was talking earlier about how Adobe is starting to use like Google's models and Flux models and OpenAI models, and you can start to use all these other models inside the platform. It seems like Meta might be going in that direction with their platforms as well. Maybe they don't want to pursue image and video models as hard as they used to, so let's go partner with Midjourney, who's already kind of cracked the code, and put those models inside of our platforms. That's what it feels like. It'll be really, really interesting to see how this plays out. Midjourney's been notorious for not integrating into anything else. The only way to use Midjourney is in Discord or on their website, and there's no API. You can't use it in any other platforms. Any other platform that claims, hey, you can generate with Midjourney in our platform without having to pay Midjourney's fees, they're lying. They created a model that looks similar to Midjourney, but they're not actually using Midjourney. Midjourney is connected to nobody, which makes it so shocking that Meta is the company they decided to go and partner with. Here's an interesting one as well. YouTube has been secretly using AI to edit people's videos. So apparently people are just uploading their regular videos to YouTube, and behind the scenes, YouTube was going and using AI to try to make them look better, to like upscale them and make them look a little more polished. And people started to notice and did not like it at all. People started getting comments from others going, hey, is this AI generated? And the creator was like, no, it's not AI generated. And they go look at their video and they'd be like, what the hell? Why does my video look AI generated? It was because YouTube was sort of doing stuff behind the scenes to apparently improve the video quality. And sort of related, I don't know if you've seen this whole thing with the Will Smith video, but this video has been going around and people have been saying, is Will Smith really making AI generated videos of crowds and fans? I mean, just this little still image here, you can see he's got this like frowny, sad face that looks very AI. These people's hands are like merging together. And if we take a closer look at the video here, I'm gonna kind of scrub through it here and stop on some shots. Like here's another one where if I freeze frame it, some of these faces look very like AI. And so people were accusing Will Smith of putting out a video with a lot of AI clips to make it look like he had big crowds and lots of fans out at his show. I mean, look at this kid with the Raiders hat. Does that look like it actually says Raiders on it? Here's another freeze frame that just, if you look at the people's faces, it looks very AI. But apparently, this video's not AI. It says these fans aren't fake. It was pointed out that Will Smith has posted photos and videos throughout his tour that show some of this same fans and some of this same footage. We can see here in this article from The Verge, it says it's bad timing for Smith. YouTube had recently begun testing a feature that would use traditional machine learning technology to unblur, denoise, and improve clarity. These edits made Smith's YouTube short look even more fake than the videos on other platforms. They did share that you'll be able to opt out of this on YouTube if you want, but they haven't rolled that feature out yet. So supposedly Will Smith put out this video. They used AI to try to like clean it up and make it look better. I don't know if Will Smith's team did it or it was the YouTube algorithm thing that did it, but either way, they tried to use AI to improve the video, which just made the whole video look fake and spread accusations and rumors that Will Smith was making AI generated videos of his fans and crowds. What the actual truth is, I don't know. I'm sure this was real footage, but it was touched up with AI, which just made it look very, very AI. And in the absolute best story of the week, and the final story of today's video, a baby in Colombia was registered with the name Yipiti, a name that was inspired by ChatGPT. So if you're looking for the next hot baby name for your kid and you can't decide, well, maybe go with Yipiti for your next kid. I mean, maybe my third kid will be Yipiti Wolfe. We'll see. No, I don't have a kid on the way, if you're wondering. But that's what I got for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in and nerding out and having fun with me with all of this AI stuff. It's always a blast. I love getting to make these videos for you. This has been an absolute dream come true, that my life now is playing with AI toys and then turning around and sharing all the AI toys and news with you. And I couldn't be more grateful and appreciative that you choose to spend all this time with me learning about what's going on in the AI world. I do not take that for granted. And I really, really appreciate every single one of you that tunes in and leaves comments and likes and subscribes and does all this stuff. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you once again for tuning in. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for nerding out with me today. If you like videos like this, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. I'll make sure more videos like this show up in your YouTube feed. And if you haven't already, check out FutureTools.io, where I share all the coolest AI tools and all the latest AI news. And there's an awesome free newsletter. Thanks again. Really appreciate you. See you in the next one.